Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Lawrence County Animal Hour. I'm Leigh Pettus with Friends of Lawrence County Animals. We have a great show today. So exciting. We have as our guest County Executive David Morgan. David, welcome.
Hey, what an honor to be here today, ladies. Thank y'all so much for this opportunity. And I guess special thank you to Ruger down there. He is keeping an eye out for anybody that would come our way that
Yeah,
cause harm
he's
today.
just keeping watch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a beautiful dog, for sure.
And we also have Beth Keaton with Friends of Lawrence County Animals.
Hello.
And then our esteemed shelter director, Miss Ginger Morgan. Ginger, glad we could all be together again.
I know.
Yeah.
You went on vacation for a little while.
I
and
did.
Beth went on vacation, and I felt like I was missing like an arm or a leg or something.
Yeah.
Ginger needs a vacation.
Yeah, you do
I
need
do
a
need a
vacation,
vacation.
Ginger, because there's a lot going on, but it's all good.
It's
So
all
we're
good.
so excited. Before we get started, I want to really say how much we appreciate our sponsors. Lawrenceburg Eye Clinic, Dr. Jason Fort. We so appreciate he and his wife Rosalind for all that they do. Story and Leigh. What a wonderful company that's been around for decades. They've been such a community supporter, and we're glad to have them as a sponsor as well. Hearing Services of Middle Tennessee. What a wonderful organization. Beth knows well. You go there often, don't
I
you, Beth?
do.
We
Why don't you
probably
tell
all need to go
everyone
there.
that I have a
Yeah.
hearing aid, Jan?
Hey, it's true confessions on the Animal Hour. You
I
know?
thought she was going to say, and Ginger needs to visit.
No, Ginger
Hey, just
needs
don't
to
tell
visit.
my wife that I can get that fixed because she thinks I have hearing problems.
Yes, well, we all kind of
Well,
suffer from
Hearing
that.
Services of Middle Tennessee can do it for you.
Absolutely.
I love,
Not selective hearing.
well,
Yeah, that's really probably what I have, is selective hearing. But anyway, let's move on.
And then last but not least, our partner here, WLX, who makes everything happen. So a big thank you to Charlotte and Kobe. And one more, I said last but not least, but we also have
Ruger.
Ginger Ruger.
So Ruger has been with us since January. When it was really cold, he wound up at the women's shelter, wrong shelter, and see he's already looking about that. He was trying to pick up women at the women's shelter, I guess. And
Oh, Ruger.
somebody
Ruger.
gave me a call and dropped him off in the midst of a whole lot of stuff going on at the shelter. But we still have him, and he doesn't need to be at the shelter. He's a good kid. I mean, he's quiet now. He is a coonhound, so he has a lot to say. And I'll apologize if he interrupts anybody on this show today. But if you're looking for a dog, if you're looking for a coon dog, there you go. I mean, he's gonna
beautiful.
hold down that carpet really well.
I mean, he's beautiful. They're all beautiful, but his
is
coat
pretty.
is just absolutely gorgeous. He looks so healthy.
He
And
is.
how old do you think he is, Ginger?
Ruger is, I'm thinking, what do you think there,
About
David?
3.
There you go.
Do you see his little
Yep.
white tee?
I think I have him down as probably 2.5 or so here. He's up to date on all of his shots. He is neutered. And this is, now he's kind of, he's black and tan. So if you came out on Friday for Black Dog Friday, his adoption is free.
That
Now
is
you're
great.
getting a dog that's fully vaccinated. He's had his rabies already, and he's neutered. And that's going to cost you, if you just went to your regular vet, give or take probably $200. And you're getting a black and tan coonhound for free. Now, if you come on any other day besides Friday, his adoption fee is going to be a whopping $20 for the month of August.
Yes. So we're kind of, as you can tell, we never stick to our agenda, and this is great because we're
I'm
kind of
sorry, why
skipping
is that?
ahead. We're
How
kind of
people
skipping
get
ahead. We will get back to you.
Hey, I'm just here for the show.
So tell us about Clear the Shelter, Ginger. This is exciting during the month of August.
During the month of August, we are clearing the shelter, doing our best to clear the shelter. So what we're doing is all of our adoptions for the month of August, they are free. And I'm not free, they're $20. I was Ruger. Yeah, it's really bad that I work at an animal shelter because it's like puppy dogs.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't focus. But anyway, so our adoptions for the entire month of August are $20. Every Saturday, we've got people there to help you pick out your dog from 9 to 12. We are open until 4 o'clock on Saturdays, but we kind of concentrate in the morning so you can take your dog home, give it a bath. We'll try to give it a bath for you. But you'll get your dog. We usually have a collar and a leash for you to take home. And if you have dogs, you can bring your dogs up so that they can meet your potential dog. And he's chewing on his leg.
And I think that's great too. We have play yards now, so we
Yes.
do have separated areas where you're allowed to do that. They can bring their doggy and let them all roam and sniff each other and get to know one another.
And
I think that's important.
like Ruger looks to me like a full-blooded coonhound. We have several labs that are full-blooded. We have several dogs that are out there. We have a beautiful Great Dane. He's not quite ready for adoption yet. He needs to gain some weight. He came to us pretty emaciated, but and
a German Shepherd, beautiful, that was just adopted recently.
yes.
Yes.
And there's a story behind that adoption. So whenever we get to the story time.
Oh, you can go ahead.
So, last week on the show, we had the working dogs for
Yes.
come on. And so it was that was Tuesday of last week. And so on Friday, this lady came up. She looked at Heidi, which is a full-blooded German Shepherd, and she adopted her. And I noticed there was the tag on her car said veteran. And I said, oh, so you're a veteran. She says, yeah, I'm a disabled veteran, and I'm taking Heidi to be trained by the canines, I always get their name.
Working dogs for vets.
Working dogs for vets.
Yes.
I always want to say canines for warriors. Or
Yes,
something like that, but
working dogs for vets. Oh, that
And
is
class started
exciting.
for her and Heidi in September.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that is great. We loved having them on last week. They were so full of information, and we learned so much about working dogs and not to pet them in public areas. It was and a lot more things. It was
hard for me not to pet her when she started licking my toes.
yes, I know.
She still had that vest on. I had to sit on my hands.
Yes,
You're
and
not
then
gonna-
David, did you realize the minute they do allow working dogs to be themselves, but only when the vest comes off?
Yeah, it's like when they're off work, they can.
Yes,
If
yes.
the dog really understands, they put that vest on.
Yes.
They've got a job to
You
do.
should have seen her. He took that vest off, and she was, what was she, like a year and a half?
She was,
Golden Retriever, and she went wild.
Yes.
As soon as he took that
She
vest off,
did.
it was
She-
so
She's
cute.
like, it's 3:30. It's time to go home.
Exactly.
It's weekend.
School's
we-
over.
We want to bring up, and I don't know if you want to or not, but Grandma Edna.
Grandma Edna. Well, let's first say this, that Beth's reading of Grandma Edna's letter touched many hearts. And Grandma Edna did get adopted.
Yes.
And
By a wonderful gentleman.
Yes, by a wonderful gentleman who unfortunately had to bring her back, and he wasn't happy that he had to bring her back. But what we didn't understand is that Grandma Edna is pretty much deaf, and he doesn't have a fenced yard, and he was afraid she would get too close to the road and wander out in it, not being able to hear the cars coming. So he brought her back, and he was almost in tears, I think, when he brought her back. But
Yes.
he did what was best for Grandma Edna. So she still is up for adoption, and she might add to her letter for Beth to read again. I'm not sure.
Someone please adopt Grandma Edna so I do not have to read
Yes.
another letter from Grandma
Well, we might
Edna.
have to read Grandma Edna's letter maybe next week, unless somebody reaches out and
But you
has a
know,
place for Grandma Edna. at
One
hers.
of the days that I had volunteered at the shelter, and I was walking some of the dogs, I walked Edna, and I think she can hear some. I
Maybe.
never thought she was complete. I didn't think about her being deaf, but I don't think she was completely deaf. But I think it's so sweet of that gentleman to care enough to bring her back, because
Yeah,
he did
I
not
do
want
too.
her to get run over.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So
And
that's-
it really, you could tell he was pretty upset about bringing her back because I think he had fallen in love with her story and fallen in love with her.
Yeah, well, she's
You're
a
reading
sweetheart.
the letter.
She's a sweetheart.
She is a sweetheart. So once again, well, let's just very briefly, I know we don't have the letter to read, but Grandma Edna, her owner or best friend, actually passed away.
She did. There was nobody had seen the lady like in and out or the dogs in and out and called for a welfare check. And when the sheriff's department got there, they were looking through the window and the lady was lying in the floor. Now they knocked on the window and she did look and she was alert, but apparently she couldn't get up. I think she had cancer maybe. And so they took her to the hospital in an ambulance, and then they called me to come and get Grandma Edna. There were two dogs, Edna and Buster. Buster has been adopted, and he's older, like Edna. But and so they were used to living in a house.
Yes, yes.
And it was funny because she was so happy to see me.
Right.
And I was happy to see her too. I didn't want her to come back, but I was glad to see her. But, it happens sometimes. If it's
yes, it does. She wanted to be the right fit and the right location too.
Right.
And
so on that, if you adopt a dog, if you come out and you think, okay, I need a dog and this is a great, promotion, either it's free or it's $20 and I'm saving all this money and it's not the dog for you, just bring it back.
yes,
We have 130 dogs, so I'm quite sure that we can find one that's going to fit.
Don't you have like a foster system or something
We
too, where
do.
people can foster a dog, take it home,
Yes.
try it, see if it
that's-
works for you and your family and all that?
yes.
Yeah, we've
think it's a
done
great idea.
several like that. As a matter of fact, it was this morning or yesterday that somebody who had been fostering a cute little young pit bull for us came in and adopted her. And it was really sweet because I was following up on him fostering her and sent him a text message. And I said, how's it going? And he says, oh, it's going great. However, she ate a shoe and broke a lamp and did all this. And he's going through, there were several things that she did because she's pretty much lived in the shelter. She came in as a cruelty case. So she's been in the shelter since she's been 4 months old. So she doesn't know lamps and shoes. But
Sounds like something my kids would do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Right.
abnormal.
No, no.
it was funny because after he listed all this stuff, I sent him a message back and I said, you love her, don't you? And he said, absolutely.
Oh, that's so great.
Wait.
That
Well,
is
I fostered Sugar, the number 3 that I adopted from the shelter. And I fostered Sugar because I wasn't sure how she would get along with the other 2. And because it takes a while.
It does.
I worked with them for a whole month before I ever put all 3 together.
You were very
I did-
methodical about it. I
did
was very
one
impressed.
at a time, and
You listened when I gave
I
you the
did.
right.
I listened to Ginger.
Yes, you
Ginger
did.
knows,
Yes.
and I did. I listened to Ginger, and it worked. And they love each other. They all 3 love each other. But it does take a little while.
It does. It takes a minute, and
Yes.
Sugar was selective.
She was, and that concerned me. And it would have killed me to have if I had to bring her back, But I knew there was a chance of that.
Yeah.
Plus, I have a 2-year-old grandson that I had to make sure, and I babysit him, and I had to make sure that he worked in there okay too. So
I'll tell you what, and not to get so down in the weeds, but Sugar actually had a problem at the shelter with Lily Mae, Beth's other dog. And
Yes.
somehow, and that's why it's so miraculous. Beth, out of
we are
all the
airing
dogs,
the dirty laundry. Beth.
when you said Sugar was selective, yeah, when it came to Beth's other dog that she adopted, Lily Mae, and through patience and
Yes.
listening to Ginger, you've been
Yes.
through this before, Ginger.
Not-
it all
not
worked
my
out,
first
didn't it,
rodeo.
Beth?
and it was a good 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That I worked with them. So but it was worth it.
And we
It was
say
not worth
this
it.
because sometimes, it works out really well, but other times it just takes a little while and a little bit of patience, regardless of where your doggy comes from, So there are a lot of exciting things going on in the shelter, which is one of the reasons why we had you on board, County Executive David Morgan.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So we are thrilled. I mean, not that we're thrilled, but there are some exciting things going on at the shelter, and one of those being the fact that it is now managed by Lawrence County. Would you like to speak to that? What that means?
Yeah. So first of all, I would just say, man, I'm so thankful for our partnerships with the city of Lawrenceburg, with
Yes.
Mayor Blake Leigh and
Yes.
City Manager Dick McKinley. I mean, all that the city has done, and the police department, all that they've done over the years for dogs. I mean, Lawrence County has never managed the shelter, and
Yes.
we've never had our own shelter, in which we don't have to have our own shelter now, so it's still owned by the city. But when we started surveying the dog population, I mean, the majority of the dogs are from the county.
Yes.
And the truth is, even if they're from Lawrenceburg is the county seat. So it's
Right.
every inch of ground in Lawrenceburg is still Lawrence County as well. And sometimes, city governments, county governments kind of don't look at it that way so much. So they're a little more territorial.
Right.
But anyway,
But you guys have had a history in Lawrence County. Lawrenceburg and Lawrence County has had a history of working very well together.
Yeah.
Beth has even told me that when she was at the chamber, that other communities were in awe. Would you say that?
Envious.
Envious.
yeah, we
Yeah,
have
the
we have more
strong relationship.
interlocal. As far as I
Yes.
know, we have more interlocal agreements than any other county in the state.
Wow.
With our county seat, and it works well for us. We get along. We work together to get stuff done. And the truth is, I mean, we've been on panel discussions in various forums around the state just to talk about how we work together and all that. So very thankful for that. Speaking of that too, John Myers, our sheriff, really stepped up big and said, hey, the sheriff's department would manage the shelter, oversee the management of the shelter. And because it really is a law enforcement, it becomes a law enforcement issue when there are
Yes.
stray dogs and when there are issues with animals. Our sheriff's deputies are out there dealing with that. One of the things the commission stepped up big on this year was to add, John requested that we add a animal control officer to his force, and so I was 100% behind that, and the commission got behind that as well. And
That's exciting.
so now we have an officer that's trained, has the proper equipment, all the things that are necessary for him to do this kind of work. And at the end of the day, it's not about just controlling an unruly dog. It's about finding a home for these animals that don't have a home. They don't have
Yes.
a place to be. And
In fact, he and Ginger have worked very closely together so that, animal control officers used to be called, which is a crazy name.
Dog
That's what
catchers.
they did. They were dog catchers. But now,
yeah, I remember the movie 101 Dalmatians.
Yes,
Yeah, that dog
absolutely.
catcher was
Yes,
evil. Man,
yes,
evil.
Yes,
Nobody liked that
evil.
dog catcher.
but animal control officers have come a long way. And the ACO with the county and Ginger have worked well together. And that one of the, reasons for the ACO is to try to keep dogs actually out of the shelter
Right.
instead of catching them. And that means finding out the owner, once you find the owner. You want to speak a little bit more about that, Ginger? Maybe they need some things that we could help
Yeah,
with.
some resources.
Right. So one of the things is kind of funny because it's the animal control officer for the county is Jarrett Curtis. And on his first day at work, I was actually out of town, and I got a text message from him that says, I'm in a pickle. And so I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good.
Day one.
So, day one. So anyway, he was telling me about a mama dog and 7 puppies. She was in a shed. The guy couldn't mow his yard because the mama wouldn't let him in there. I think he did work with the city's ACO, and he did get the dog, which is the one that you met today,
Yeah.
in the bathroom at the shelter, because that's the most sterile place that we can keep her and her puppies right now. And So I named her Pickles because he was in a
Oh, I
pickle
love
when
it.
you picked her up.
That's
is
another
great.
thing. The city has their own ACO
Right.
officer as well now, which so the county has one, the city has one. That's the most we've ever had in Lawrence County's
Yes.
history. So really, Lawrence County government and Lawrenceburg government, we're working really hard together to make this, to have just common sense solutions to a challenge. If more people would spay and neuter their animals, we wouldn't have as many, wouldn't have as many puppies and strays running around.
So I'm glad you brought that up because we're talking about, and I don't mean to, but I've got to say this as well. The communities around Lawrence County are also very envious because of what Lawrence County has done regarding spay and neuter. And as a matter of fact, one of the associations reached out to us and they either want to speak with you, they want to speak with with our SNPs program to talk about how we have all worked together in order to make this happen so they can replicate it in other areas throughout Middle Tennessee. So kudos to Lawrence County. Big time.
I'm super proud of that, and the fact that we as a county government, with all the commissioners, myself, we all value this program, and see the need for it. And again, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? Is the old saying. Yeah. So, if we can prevent 7 puppies being born under a shed, then not that those 7 puppies don't deserve a good life, but if we can prevent some of that excess and overpopulation of animals, then every animal is going to be healthier in Lawrence County because of it.
If that homeowner hadn't called dispatch that then called Jarrett, that dog could have starved to death. You saw her today, and we've had her for a couple of weeks, and she's gained a little weight, but she's emaciated, and she's feeding those puppies. That she wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, everything she's eating right now is going straight to the puppies.
It's going straight to those puppies,
Well,
and they're getting teeth. So I'm about to start giving them some
There you go.
some kibble.
Just have to wet it down a little bit, moisten it. There you go.
And I want to brag. I want to brag just a little bit too, because with my 30 years experience with economic and community development, I have visited I don't know how many communities, every county, in the state and North Alabama. And of course, I've seen a lot of what's gone on in other communities. I am so proud of Lawrence County right now. So proud of what our county commission and what you have done, David. It makes me want to go back to work and visit those communities again and tell our story. It's
Ryan Egley, if you're watching today, you heard that. She's ready to go back to work.
He's coming back.
No, she said I have to.
No.
Yeah, I have to.
We need all your extra time and energy helping with the
But
show.
I am
Keeps
very.
our windows clean.
She does. Yes, she does. And she does a great job. That's for sure. But
I am very proud. I'm very proud of our county.
And I want to say once again regarding Lawrence County SNPs, it is a program that Friends of Lawrence County Animals, yes, baby, he agrees, that Lawrence County Animals facilitates. If you need assistance regarding spay and neuter, you can call area code 931-852-4907, and one of our volunteers will call you back and help in the best way that they can. Again, it's 931-852-4907. We are also going to have a clinic coming up the end of September. That's also a wonderful opportunity. Usually the copays are less for our clinics. If you would like to get involved in that, you can email your contact information to Lawrence County SNPs, SNIPS, @gmail.com. Again, that's Lawrence County SNPs @gmail.com. And a volunteer will get back to you as soon as possible with all the information about our upcoming clinic.
What does the SNP stand for? Is that an acronym?
Spay and neuter is a positive solution.
There we go. All right.
Because at the end of the day, we cannot adopt our way out of it.
No,
I
we
mean,
can't.
adoption is a wonderful thing, but with all the animals that we have, not only in Lawrence County, but throughout Middle Tennessee, spay neuter is the answer.
Yes, ma'am. I agree
Spay
with that.
neuter is the
100%.
answer, yes. So we're so glad that you once again gave us the grant, a very generous grant, and we're already working hard for the calendar, for the fiscal year, to put everything in place. So it's all good.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
Those are dollars well spent for sure.
Yes, yes. So, Ginger, is there anything else you'd like to tell us? I know we have the doggy parade maybe that's coming up.
Yes, we don't have the exact time that the doggy parade is going to be, but anybody that tuned in for the St. Patrick's Day Doggy Day Parade,
And saw shelter director Ginger Morgan speak for what, 2 hours straight?
well, it was like an hour and 47 minutes.
It was a marathon.
And Leanne took the mic for maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah, I
to
didn't
allow
wanna-
me to get a drink of water.
I didn't want to break up a good thing. You were on a roll, and
So we need volunteers for this.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is on the 19th, the Tuesday the 19th, it's next Tuesday, we're going to have a parade out at the shelter, and we're going to do that St. Patrick's Day parade again, but it's not going to be St. Patrick's Day. But we could.
it's going to be
dress
clear the
dogs up.
Doggist.
Doggist.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Doggist. It's probably going to be a little warm, but that's okay. I don't know what I'll wear. Who knows? But something cool. But so we're going to get as many of the dogs out of the shelter and walked around that quarter-mile loop around the dog park out there, and then I'll introduce the volunteer who's walking them a couple of times, and then I'll introduce and tell us something about each one of the dogs and how long they've been there, about how old they are, whether they get along with other dogs or not, kids, all that good stuff. So either if we need volunteers because we have 130 dogs. I don't think we're going to walk all of them because I think 30 of them right at this moment are puppies. So we're not walking the little puppies. But we need
Would you like to
volunteers
give
who
them
need to
your-
tune in. Oh, it's time for me to give my phone number.
I love it.
And you can call me if you would like to volunteer or adopt a dog. The number is 244-0265. Again, for your easy listening.
Yes.
244
265.
0265.
There we go. And also, they can email at
It's
volunteer
at
gmail.com.
No
Again, that is
volunteers.
Right.
Volca
Volca
volunteer, singular, not plural,
Right.
at gmail.com. So that's great. One more thing we wanted to talk about too is the event that's coming up in September, and that is to raise money for an intake and quarantine center.
That is really exciting. So, yes, I'm butting in right on your story.
No,
but
I want you to
tomorrow
explain why
I'm
it's
gonna-
so important for the intake and quarantine center.
So one, because we have 30 puppies, and we have a puppy in the bathroom, mama dog and her 7 puppies in the bathroom, which is really nice because every time I go in there, I get to see the puppies. But then I'm like in the bathroom for a long time playing with the 7 puppies. So, but we need the quarantine building so that we can get the puppies out of the bathroom and in a place that we can, that's a little bit more accommodating for the mama and the puppies. And tomorrow I'm going to go to Columbia because we're putting 7 puppies, not those, 6 puppies, on a transport out to rescue groups up north, thank goodness. And I'm going to go by the Columbia shelter and look at their building that they have. And I'm going to take pictures and bring them back so we can see what we want to do with ours.
Yes. So that's great. It just prevents, you never know if a dog, God love them, is coming in with some kind of issue that may be contagious. And right now, the way our shelter is built, and because of the capacity, there's really not a good place for an intake and quarantine center.
No, there's really not. And even like with I'm just going to dwell on the mama and the babies in the bathroom. I don't like because those puppies have not been vaccinated yet.
Right.
So I don't want them exposed to any new puppies that we have coming in that are young that haven't been vaccinated yet, because we don't know what they have.
Right.
So I hate to limit the people that use the restroom. However, I'm like,
Right.
do not touch any puppies while you're in there.
Right.
And if we need to vaccinate them, or clean up after them, we need to do that first thing in the morning when one person comes in, and then when somebody else comes to work, they can take care of them so that we're not contaminating. with other things.
Cross-contaminating,
Yeah.
right. And that is something too that we've talked about, I know, since we started this campaign to build this facility, is that you really do need a quarantine for mama and puppies.
Right.
But you also need a quarantine for the adult dog that comes in that you need to watch for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So we've kind of changed our thinking on how this building needs to be built.
Right. Right.
So, but we're
And it can be customized, obviously, to what is needed.
yes,
Mom and puppies over here, and maybe a little stressed out dog that might be, need a little R&R, and then the intake dogs, correct, on the perhaps the other side. But we are able to do that with the community's help, just like the new shelter. And that is one reason why we're having our second annual event. The KCs are wonderful. They are cooking delicious fillets. And last year, I can't tell you how many compliments we got on the food. I mean, it was just
It was great.
incredible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was serving it, of course, but,
Yes.
but then I got to partake in it toward the end.
Yeah.
But it was, really, really good. They did a great job with the food, for sure.
We also have a salad committee, and they bake. Terry Flynn bakes our own croutons.
Did you say a salad committee?
Yeah, we have a salad committee. We have a condiment committee. We
My
have
goodness.
the
we have a
community.
tea.
You ladies
Iced
got to
tea
know what's
committee.
on for this.
We have it
event
down.
planned
Yes.
here. This is incredible.
Well, we're so lucky in that we have a community who everybody wants to do something. And it's so exciting. So if it's cutting, butter and putting them into little cups,
So you
they
got a
do
butter
that.
cut.
we have a
cutting
butter
committee?
person.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
So I just want to know: are we doing some jet ski races on the pond, or what? No, is that not happening? I mean, that like me and the sheriff could race jet
I think that,
skis.
hey, that might be great for entertainment.
We
wouldn't
hadn't
it?
thought about that.
I know.
Well,
we
anyway,
haven't, but,
I'm just thinking
little
outside the box
action.
here. Just
Little
outside.
action. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Any-
we do have our elected officials because it is a community effort. So our elected officials are serving that night. It's really a great
It's a
night.
fun
Everybody
event.
just comes out.
The music was top notch too last year, I thought.
Yeah, it was great. And we're hoping to have a great entertainment again this year. It's going to be
Well, it's
really
just
special.
so relaxing there under the trees by the lake. I mean, the weather was,
We
it
had
really
perfect
wasn't-
weather
Yeah,
last
it
year.
was
Perfect
great.
weather, perfect food, perfect everything. We can't forget about our auction, though. We're
Yes.
going to have an online auction this year. So the auction items will actually go live, I think, a week prior to the event. Is
Yes.
that what I think
Yes.
we've decided? And that means everyone can bid on the auction items.
Everyone in our listening area.
Absolutely.
Anybody that gets online. period.
Anybody on,
exactly.
online.
So if you
Absolutely.
can look at our Facebook page, Friends of Lawrence County Animals, we will provide the link and how to go on there and view some of the great stuff that we have. It's going to be really good, and it's all for a great cause. So that makes it even, better.
Every penny made will go toward this facility.
His little leg, I know, his little
it's-
leg, he's standing
It's
up.
almost like he's having a muscle
cramp?
spasm. Yeah, like a muscle spasm.
Yeah,
or
I don't
something.
know. When we were walking to the car, he was okay. So I don't know.
Ladies, y'all may not learn this about men. Sometimes we fake injuries for attention.
No, I was kind of wondering about that myself.
Yes,
My
yes.
wife's a nurse, and
Well, he's doing a great job.
yeah, hey, Stephanie's a nurse, and we have 5 kids, and sometimes the only way I get attention is to stub my toe,
Start,
fall on the floor,
crawling.
you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how it
You
works.
do know he's watching this, right?
Oh, I'm
you
sure,
do know
I'm
she
sure.
knows now.
whatever works. So it's a great night, and we're really excited. Delicious food. So it's September the 6th. Tickets are online. You can buy them online. Most people have not bought them online. We've been delivering a lot of tickets, but you can purchase them online. There is a link on our website as well as on our Facebook page. And we'll go ahead and share it again, after the program so that for easy access.
Well, I think if you're delivering the tickets, you should just take a little puppy with you so that they really know what they are supporting.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great idea. We'll just
We
pick
went
up a
back
pup.
and forth last year about, do we bring a dog? Do we bring some puppies? And then we decided, no, let's don't do, someone's got to take care of the dog, watch the puppies. But there will be pictures of every dog at the shelter at the event.
Wow. Okay.
So, well,
That's so good to know.
we will have
Don't you love
pictures.
these announcements
So,
there?
what I would like to know, do you have a photo committee?
We have a photo committee of one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Her
Yes.
name is Taylor.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Well, you got 3 or 4 weeks here. That's plenty of time to get that together.
Yeah, we've got
Well,
plenty
yes,
of
that was better than, what was it, Tuesday before the event last year?
Absolutely.
But no, I'm joking with you. We've already started taking pictures.
Yes.
I've already, today, as a matter of fact,
Good.
I sat a couple people down. I said, here are the pictures we have, and what do we need to make them better? And
Good.
I-
Good deal.
We are walking, after moving over to the county, I'm just, I'm ADHD, so I move around a little bit. But we do have more trustees. So we have 3 trustees now. So
Yes.
that opens
Thank
it
you
up
for that.
for the employees to actually get out and walk the dogs more.
So yeah, let me talk about that just for a second, because
Okay.
that was one of the difference makers too in the transition. Because the city of Lawrenceburg, we house any prisoners that the city police department picks up. The county houses them because the city doesn't have an active jail anymore. So, but if the city is going to use our trustees, by law they have to pay them. So, which is fine. Some of our trustees to have a job, it was
Yeah.
good. But there are a lot of other
Yes.
jobs in the community available for our trustees as well. But this is this is an opportunity. If the county manages a facility, we can work the trustees there, and it doesn't cost us the same amount of money. So,
Right.
which is good. And I was just actually, we've got a few guys on maintenance today that I was talking to, a few trustees, and they're redoing our election commission. And I was just thanking them so much. I said, guys, I know you'd rather not be in jail right now, for whatever reason you're here. And I said, you're doing your time, and all that. And they said, yeah, but they said, this is a blessing to be able to get out and work.
Yes.
They said,
Yes.
it's good for their self-worth and value to be able to get out and work and produce. And I said, hey, it's really good for us too as a county. We can do a lot of our own projects because we have labor and guys that'll help us, and they're happy to do it.
And David, I think my experience with trustees, sometimes it's the first time they've had an opportunity to give back to their community.
You're right. Yep.
The opportunities are out there, but they've never had that chance to get involved, and it does give a lot of them self-worth, and hey, Ginger's even educating some about spay and neuter.
Well, what?
But you know what? They're a part of your team. Ginger is
they are.
yes, absolutely.
Right.
They're a very valuable part of the team. And yeah, today they were eating lunch when I came in and saw them working on the new election commission office. I was like, what do you guys have today? And I think they had some kind of burgers from, I don't remember what restaurant,
Probably
but
strikers.
it was really, really good looking food. And I was like, man, I bet y'all like that. And I know the sheriff's they're feeding them as good as they can down there in the jail, but they get a lot better food on the outside when they're working.
Well, a
at the
variety,
shelter.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that sounds good.
So, David, you want to tell us what you thought about the shelter today when you walked in, as opposed to when you walked in 6 months ago?
we had a quality check today, didn't we? Or
Well, it was a
something like
surprise
that.
visit,
A
and
surprise visit.
I did do a surprise visit today, and
I wasn't there.
I didn't
Nobody
text
knew
your
it was
call.
you.
You didn't let you know, and I
wasn't
just
even there.
decided, and it's not because I intentionally didn't text you and call you. It's just because I was kind of moving throughout my day, and I said I'm going to run by there real quick. But anyway, it was impressive to me. First of all, I didn't hear 100 something dogs just barking off the top of their head. They seemed to all be kind of settled and fed and feeling good. And this was about 2:30 today, maybe 3 o'clock, somewhere in there, 2 o'clock somewhere. Anyway, went in the office area, and it didn't take my breath away. And I'm not saying it took my breath away in a good way in the past. It wasn't like, oh, those dogs take my breath away. No.
Yeah.
No, the smell, the ammonia smell in the building, and the thing is, you've got so many dogs. It takes a certain amount of people to get that place to a point where you can actually keep it clean,
Right.
where you're not just playing catch up. And that seems to be what you've been doing for quite some time with the lack of labor and
Right,
all the
without
different
having
things.
them.
But I was so happy to see it that way and to smell it. Smelling a lot better. The office area very clean. This guy was just chilling in his kennel. He didn't jump up barking at me and freaking out or anything. And the ladies you had there, I met some of the new employees that were there today, and they were big smiles on their faces, and I don't know. It just seems like things are moving in the right direction. So
Yeah.
very proud of that. Proud of
Yes.
you and the whole team, everybody that's working hard to get that done. So it's.
When
And
I
there were
walked
some
in-
structural issues too that were kind of
Originally, when I
fixed as
came into
well.
office, there were some drainage issues with the ventilation in the drain system.
Yes,
That
those
was
have been-
allowing the smells to come back up out of the tanks, and so that's a problem. It would be a problem in our houses if we didn't have little traps under our sinks and our toilets that keep the sewer gas from coming back in the building. So originally that was an issue. I think Evers Construction took care of that, or the city did.
a
I don't
larger
remember.
pump maybe too.
No, we didn't really do anything with the drains. We installed the exhaust system because it didn't have that in. But so the drains have not been fixed. But
New pump.
it's clean.
Yes.
Well,
That's
and
the-
structurally speaking, from a plumbing perspective, we're pulling air through that drain hole now,
Right.
because you have the vent fans out
Right,
there
okay.
that are pulling the air out. So, so it's kind of
David, you're right to a certain degree. There was a collapsed pipe.
okay.
I don't remember if it was with you or before you
It
came
must
to
be
us.
before.
I
I
can't
think it was
remember. There was a
before.
Could
collapse.
have been. I do remember some work going on
Yes,
there.
yes. So there was.
We're-
so that's repaired.
We can. We're almost to the promised land.
Oh,
So this was the whole point of this. We are sitting.
Yeah, we're
we
there.
can see it. We're almost
Much
there.
better. Much better.
Yes.
The dogs seemed to be pretty happy today when I was in there too. They seemed
They're
to.
all, like I said earlier, they're all getting walked.
oh, it makes
More.
so much difference.
We have
Don't
a volunteer that comes twice a week for 3 hours a day from Eight Oaks, and he was there walking dogs. You missed him today, but he just comes in, he walks the dogs, and he takes his time with walking them, and he'll play with them in the play yard. And so every dog that he walks or plays with is out for at least 20 or 30 minutes. Where even now when we're walking them, we're walking them around the quarter mile track, and then they're getting some exercise and they get out, and we put them back in their kennels. But the other thing about that is it's not as dirty inside because they're having the opportunity to do their business.
Well, they would rather
Outside.
do their business, not where they sleep. I mean, dogs know better than that. But I mean, if that's all the space they have, that's all the space they have.
Well, it's really great, and a lot of companies
So
have been
pretty.
sending over their employees to help walk the dogs too. I have another one who's very excited. One Stop Medical. They
All right.
want to have an adoption event there. They want to have their team to come over and start walking dogs. They're going to be at our event. So, companies, people, employees are really becoming a part of, being really connected to the shelter. And that's what it's all about. That's how we have a successful shelter. We have the right people.
It takes a village to handle these problems. I mean,
Yes.
we've created some of these issues. I say we collectively as a community by not managing the animals well and neglecting animals, and so the other folks have just got to step up, and they really are. I mean, Lawrence County's leading in a lot of ways. And
Yes.
in this world. So in this field, for sure, we're thankful for that.
And it's all good news. It's
He's going to keep loving on me. He's going to end up at my house.
Oh, I
And
know.
my wife is going to be not happy with that. My son Eli's sitting over here off of screen, and he's been begging me to.
Eli's been looking at him, and you know.
yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
if I didn't already have 3, I would be taking home Edna.
I
Trust
know.
me.
Oh, I know. I know. I still think somebody's going to reach out for Edna.
Yeah, Edna does need a home. But I did want to say, give you a few statistics on where we are this year as opposed to last year. So last year, the whole year, we took in 168 dogs. That was the entire year. So far this year, don't gasp, David, we've taken in 208. Like I said, don't gasp. But last year we adopted out and transferred out. The total number was 109. So far this year, drum roll please, we've adopted 106.
Wow.
And tomorrow, when I take the 5 puppies to Columbia to be transported up north, we will have transferred out 79.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
So transferred out 79 in addition to
The adoption.
the
And the
adoptions.
106.
That is great.
That's great.
That is great.
and it's just August.
So 185. You've taken in 208. So you've adopted out or transferred 185 of those.
Yes.
So that's great. That's great numbers right there. Yeah. I mean, but still the leftover population from years gone by.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
still have those. And some of the dogs that are there have been there for over a year.
Yes.
And so if you're looking, and some of those dogs are just really good. Like he's been there since January and he's a great kid,
Yeah.
He's a good dog for sure.
kind of laid back. And, they just need somebody to love on them. And many of them are black dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So take advantage of our Black Dog Friday. We're open till 7 o'clock. Come out, look at the dog. And you know what? If you come and you look at one on Friday and you want to go home and think about it, you know what? I'm going to let you have him for free on Saturday too.
Right.
So let's talk about that Black Dog Friday thing, because when I first heard about that, I'm like, what is that about? And so tell me a little bit about why you do that every Friday and why you give the free adoption or whatever it is for
Black dogs are overlooked in shelters across the country
Okay.
because you can't see their expressions. You have a dachshund, so you can see his little expressions on his face because he's
Black and tan.
He's
but-
black and tan,
yeah.
but still you can see. This guy has a lot of tan on his face, but his face is totally black. A lot of times you can't tell the nose from the eyes when you're just looking, and you can't tell what their expression is unless you're really looking at their eyes. And
If you're
can see
really
them.
looking at them, but if you have another dog right next to them that is not, and you can see everything that's going on, you're naturally going to gravitate.
Would you say the majority of your dogs have some black coloring to them on them?
They do.
So it's a majority thing too. It's not even it's
Right.
not all expression, but part of it is the majority of the dogs
Yes.
all have
Yes.
black. Like
Yes.
if there's one dominant
Yes.
color in the dogs, it's going to be
Yeah,
black.
because
will,
that
yes.
black lab has gone everywhere. Let me just tell you, neuter your black lab.
Yeah. Yeah, what's his name? Randy, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Randy. Neuter that boy.
With the transport tomorrow, the dogs are all multicolored, but I had one dog that was kind of left over from a different litter, and I was like, "Hey, can they take this one too?" And I sent her a picture, and the comment back was they already have too many dark colored puppies because she's a dark brown blackish color. So I'm like, well, they can't leave Zulu.
Right. Right.
Bravo and Echo already got adopted.
And I had never really thought about the expression thing until I adopted Lily Mae.
Yeah, I've never
And
thought
Lily
about that.
Mae is just black, and it's like, you don't really notice her little smile or nose, or I don't know, and her eyes just kind of blend in, and I just, I didn't think about it until you had mentioned it, but it doesn't bother me, but it may bother some people.
I think it's interesting that black dogs are hard to adopt out in a shelter, but everybody wants a black lab.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, they're some of the best dogs ever in the
Yes,
history.
it is. It's because of where I truly believe if you're photographed, unless you have a professional photographer, it's really hard. It's hard to photograph a dog anyway. I mean, period.
Oh, trust me.
Yes, you know.
She knows.
And then when you're going to see a dog, you're looking, and you've got all of these coming at you. You're trying to connect with one, and chances are, it's easier. It's just easier. I mean, I can't really explain it. I've had a black dog. Black dog's the loves of my life, but obviously, it's a thing.
I had a friend, still do. They live in Florida now, but who had standard schnauzers, and trying to get a picture of those standard schnauzers.
Yes,
When they would go out of town, I would stay at their house and puppy sit. And I'm always looking for the best picture, say, oh, here's your dog. And never, except one time, their female was by their pool, just sitting there, and the sun came down, and the way the sun hit her face, I'm like, just stay there. And I took a couple of really great pictures. But other than that, she just looked like her eyes are dark, or, there was no color on her face. You could barely, it was all, she just blended in.
Let me ask y'all a question. It's just an idea I had. Maybe it's not something we should do on air, but I don't know. But
Why not?
local parades that we have here throughout the year.
Yes.
Do you guys have a presence there? Do you walk dogs in the parade? It'd be a good time to walk a handful of dogs, get some volunteers out.
Now, we walked in the Christmas parade, but we did not take any of the dogs with us.
We took.
Did we?
We did not take a shelter pet.
No. Yeah.
Some members took their own dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes,
did
we
take a
have
shelter
always.
pet.
It is a great idea, and it is one that we keep talking about. And now that there are so many, there are more volunteers and extra staff who are able to walk our shelter pets, we can feel more confident about having them out in the parade.
And when companies have picnics, like the upcoming United picnic, Labor Day picnic,
Oh, we
are
could
going to be there.
bring some dogs out there. Yeah, let's get some adopted. Didn't we get some adopted?
We
At
did.
the Easter.
At Easter at the park. Yeah, at Rotary Park. Yeah.
You did a lot.
Yeah,
You
we did 8
adopted a lot
adoptions
during
that
that.
one
Good.
day.
Yes.
You
Yes.
kept them all. Then none of them came back. They kept them all.
I think one came back.
That's
but
not
there was
bad enough.
somebody
No,
else that
that's
went-
great.
That it went
Yes.
right back out.
Great.
Yeah, we didn't. Keep
We are trying to take advantage of
United.
events.
Hey, listen, people need dogs. People need good dogs.
They do. They do.
A good dog will
I have
change your
30
life.
Puppies, I need to get adopted out. So
And but we do. We try to take advantage of
Yes.
events where
Yes.
there are large crowds.
Farmers market for one.
Because it's about awareness. Even if we don't adopt any dogs at that event,
Right.
it's still about awareness. And I do have to give Mayor Leigh a plug here, okay? Because I do think 5 years ago when he said, we need an organization that can help with our shelter, we need our community connected.
Yes.
And that's when Friends of Lawrence County Animals formed, and that, our mission is to bring the community
Yes.
and the shelter
Yes.
together. And I will have to say,
Public-private partnership.
absolutely.
That's right. That's
That-
the answer.
Absolutely. And I don't know how many people have said to me, I didn't even know we had an animal shelter. So we
they
want,
said that to me too. Like,
Yes.
we didn't even know you
Yes.
existed, and I
Right.
was like,
yes.
well, if you
Wow.
want to
So-
adopt a dog, that's too bad. But if you wanted to bring one to me, good. Yeah, we don't exist.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. But
yeah.
we want people to think about the shelter when you get ready for a dog. Don't go buy a dog. I'm just going to say it right here. Do not go buy a dog. Come out to the shelter and look at these
Yes.
beautiful,
First.
beautiful
Yes.
little dogs.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
there's some big ones too. Big.
There are some big ones too,
Some people like big dogs.
like the foxhound mix that I adopted and carried home with me. He's a big, tall dog.
Well, I want to start it. I'm going to talk about a future campaign, and I know I've talked about it before, but I think it's really great. Everybody is all nostalgic about, the olden days when I was growing up and, things were different and blah, blah, blah. Well, one thing that everybody had was the family dog. And the family dog was usually a big old mutt that that was either a stray that came up or somebody, it came up to somebody else and they gave it to you. And that was a big part of family life. We need to bring that back.
Bring that back.
So we've got some ideas.
I guess I was deprived of it as a child. We didn't really have the family dog.
We had cattle dogs.
Well, you're you are making up for it now.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a family dog, and I have multiple family dogs, and I can say that your childhood is fuller and richer because of that.
Yeah, we had a lot of them at our house growing up. So we love those dogs.
Well, guys, we're almost through. I do want to.
This hour goes so fast.
It does, especially when you have County Executive David Morgan as a guest.
Yeah, we talked it up today.
So I did want to thank our sponsors again, Lawrenceburg Eye Clinic, Story and Leigh, Hearing Services of Middle Tennessee, and WLX Radio. Thank you, David, for coming on board. Today, we really appreciated it. We'll have you on in the future if you would like. For any updates, we've got some really excited news from now until the end of the year.
Yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.